Hello everyone, while the final episode of the third season of The Mandalorian has not yet been released, I want to share with you an interesting note from the 7th series, which hints at the return of some elements from the old canon of Star Wars. Literally from the very beginning of the last series, we were shown Moff Gideon himself unharmed, and most importantly, Gideon has probably drew conclusions from his past defeat and worked on the mistakes accordingly. As you can see, he abandoned the Dark Stormtrooper droids, most likely because of their vulnerability to Beskar and lightsaber. It's no problem to scatter ordinary opponents, but as soon as a Jedi or an OP Mandalorian appears in front of the Dark Stormtrooper droids, they just become useless. This was noted by Gideon himself, because in his final speech, he stated the flaws of the previous model and called himself as the main improvement inside of a suit made from the shell of a Stormtrooper droids. Moreover, now his personal guard consists entirely of jet troopers in Beskar armor. And at this point, I will ask you a question, dear viewers. Who is in these costumes? Are they ordinary dummies recruited from an ad? And then I remembered about another moment from the 7th episode about the scene when Gideon walks to a meeting of the Shadow Council past those strange cells where we could detect some people, and in general, are they people? The last time I saw such cameras was in the game Jedi Outcast a long time ago, and they were used for experiments of the Empire, during which scientists experimented with various alchemical minerals in the ancient Sith and thereby enhanced the abilities of the Force of the test subjects. Thus, Shadow Troopers appeared, who were dressed in black armor from Kartosis and armed with a lightsaber. Such stormtroopers with lightsabers, and by the way, the concept of such troopers first appeared at the stage of pre-production of The New Hope, but it was abandoned after a while. Is Moff Gideon creating Shadow Troopers? Given the reports of insiders about the return of many elements of the old canon in the Ahsoka series, it can be assumed that the trend has also affected The Mandalorian. Now, the second question is why Moff Gideon needs baby Grogu's blood. During the Shadow Council, we heard that Hux and his department are engaged in cloning, and Gideon denies his involvement in cloning experiments. All this time, we were sure that the baby's blood was needed to create Snoke and revive Palpatine, but apparently other people are doing these things while Gideon pursues a different goal, and I assume that this very goal has always been Shadow Troopers, not cloning. Jet Troopers are just prototypes. He needs more time to complete the experiment, but the Mandalorians spoil all the fun because we haven't seen the Shadow Troopers yet. Their creation is quite logical. Do you remember what horror Gideon watched Luke Skywalker easily cut Dark Trooper droids down? And for sure at that moment was a thought in his head. Holy shit, I urgently need to grow someone capable of resisting this bastard. Here in the old canon, these someone were just Shadow Troopers with lightsabers. There was also the Valley of the Jedi on the planet Ruusan, a place of concentration of power, plunging into which any homie could acquire the skills of the Jedi and Sith. The self-made Dark Jedi of the Empire passed through it in the old canon, but I don't think the Valley of the Jedi will ever be canonized. It's too OP place. Overall, the same Dark Stormtroopers in the second season are also guests from the old canon, so what prevents the Shadow Soldiers from appearing in the near future? Think about it and share your opinion in the comments. It's very interesting to read. It remains only to wait for the finale and to find out whether I hit the spot with my theory or just shook the air. Subscribe to the channel and follow the release of new videos. Thank you all for watching, and we say goodbye now and see you soon.